pilgrims. But first, Nikki Dinky shares her tips on making your dinner spread artful.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm so hungry already.
I know, I'm salivating just waiting for this report.
I'm about to make you so much hungrier.
Okay.
And hi guys out there, I'm Nikki Dinky of Nikki Dinky Cooking. I've got some great tips and ideas for you, anything and everything to make your Thanksgiving day just that much better. Tell you a little bit about myself. I have an online cooking show you guys can check out on YouTube. The channel is Nikki Dinky Cooking. That's Nikkidinki. I'll let you figure out how to spell cooking. I also have a Facebook page, which has been really a lot of fun, which I'm sure the Artsy Fartsy page will be just as fun. It's been a great way for me to share more restaurant reviews, answer questions, share recipes. So definitely check out my Facebook page too, which is also Nikki Dinky Cooking. But don't worry guys, as much as you can find me online, I am right here, right now, ready to dive into Thanksgiving. So the first thing I want us to talk about is appetizers. Now, do you guys ever realize, I feel like Thanksgiving, it's all about such a big meal that sometimes people forget to have a little something out and people are picking up the turkey because they're so hungry. I think it's important to have some appetizers out. It's like the best part of a wedding. Don't you love the cocktail hour in a wedding?
I like finger food.
Yeah, you get your first drink, your first bite of food.
I'm addicted to cocktail weenies.
There's nothing better than bite size, right?
Yeah.
Well, one thing I love to put out for an appetizer is a cheese ball. Now, if you guys aren't big on cheese balls, it's probably because you had them in some sort of holiday thing. What I love about cheese balls is that you can actually make your own and make them anything you want. I love the idea of cooking because I love that you can always make it your own, and this is definitely one of those things. A cheese ball is pretty much just cream cheese as your base, and that allows you to kind of form it into that ball form. Then you can add in other cheeses, maybe like a Parmesan for a little more bite. Put in some veggies, some spring onions, some roasted peppers, and then you just want to make sure you have something crunchy on the outside. Now, nuts are an obvious, but think about things like pumpkin seeds or caraway seeds or even like pretzels. I mean, does it not sound good to like dig into a cream cheese ball with like pretzels on the outside? That's a good time. That's a good start to the party, right?
Anything with cheese.
Anything with cheese. Well, I think Barika, you're a big cheese fan, right?
Oh, I grew up in Wisconsin. I'm a big fan of cheese curds.
Oh,
but
well.
Not the traditional squeaky cheese curds, but the kind of fried cheese curds.
Fried cheese, yeah.
Well, I would love for you to bring some of those in for me and we can talk about it. Another great thing, guys, for appetizers, which is a cool thing, is to think about things that are a little bit more expensive that maybe you couldn't serve, for an entire meal. Something like a lobster tail. You're not going to have lobster tails for each of your guests, but you can have a lobster dip or a little crostini with a little piece of lobster, some spicy mayo, some scallions. Suddenly everyone's like, ooh, lobster, and yet you're not breaking the bank. It's kind of just a neat way to make your guests ooh and ah. And as you know, if you guys have ever watched my online cooking show, I really like to impress. I love to cook and I love to provide, but I really love that kind of pat on the back when your guests are just really excited and impressed by what you're doing. One thing that I think is really, really easy around Thanksgiving to get those oohs and ahs is to make your own cranberry sauce. Now, have you guys ever had like homemade cranberry sauce, or you can only people?
Can.
I'm totally can.
You see the ridges from the can still on there?
I love the ridges.
And there's, what, I almost think you can have both because there's nothing wrong with what's in that can. But if you make your own, it's definitely one of those things where people are like, wow, you made your own cranberry sauce. And it's this easy. You take a pound of cranberries, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, boil it up and either puree it down or mush it down, and you've got cranberry sauce made at home. Sounds good, right?
Very good.
I mean, wouldn't you be impressed if you went to someone's Thanksgiving Day house and they had their own cranberry sauce they made themselves? I don't know. It's kind of one of those little
And you don't necessarily realize how easy it is to make some of that.
Exactly, and that's when it's really fun. Well, moving on to some of your big Thanksgiving Day staples. One thing I love serving is mac and cheese. Now, if you like cheese, we're talking about pasta with melted cheese over the top. That life is good. And if you're 5 or 50 or 100, you love mac and cheese. And I love serving it because if you got some more vegetarian guests, I find that it gives them something a little bit more substantial to eat. There's not tons of great sides, but it's one thing for the vegetarians and it's really for everybody, let's face it. Now, if you're making a regular kind of just a cheddar-based mac and cheese, which there's nothing wrong with that, I want to suggest that maybe you go to your grocery store, just any grocery store, and pick up some cheeses which have a little bit more interest. My favorite combination is actually cheddar, fontina, gruyere, and parmesan. Does that sound good?
All of it sounds
It
good.
sounds good. Now, Fontina's kind of like the older sister to mozzarella. Got a little more character, but still melts really nice, really creamy. Gruyere is like a step above that. It's like the really pretty older sister. You know, she's got a lot of nuttiness and still is a really great melting cheese. And Parmesan is just that great bite. So maybe you don't have to do all four, but if you have your standard recipe, I don't know, throw in some Gruyere, throw in some Parmesan, just kind of make it more interesting because it's always going to be comfort food and it's always going to have that something to attract people to it. But when it's got something just a little more into it, people just keep on biting and before you know it, the plate is gone.
And I think that people get afraid of the cheese section because
They
there's
get
so
so
many.
afraid, and these are things you can find in every single grocery store. And, you know, they're actually not that expensive.
And they let you try it. They let
They
you try
let
the
you try
cheeses
it,
then.
and these are even things you can find in like those little cases. It's not even a specialty cheese, but of course you can get better and better of these cheeses, and hey, go for it. Now, one thing I actually love to put on my mac and cheese, which I think is something that the home cook needs to cook with more, is truffle oil and like white truffle butter. Do you guys love truffles? If you had them at a restaurant? Or,
Yeah, like with fries.
sure,
fries,
that
yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
I had them on baked potatoes
Ah,
in the village.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
one of those flavors that either people don't know what they're having, but they love it, or they've never had it, and I've just never met anybody who doesn't love it. And, you know, you can find this once again at your local grocery store. And, you know, if you guys out there don't know what truffles are, it's just a mushroom, but it's extremely, extremely expensive. So they put it in oils and butters that they can kind of give it to the general consumer without, you know, spending, like $300 an ounce. Now, if you're using your truffle oil, great things to put it on is the mac and cheese. I love it on my mac and cheese. It's really a great combination. But anything with mushrooms, mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, like you said, anything with veggies and starch, it's going to be really, really good. Another way to spice up things that you maybe already have planned is, okay, I love a good store-bought crescent roll. I do. I've made them myself, and I gotta sit here and admit that I don't know if they were any better. You know the
Yeah.
store-bought crescent rolls, and they
The
pop
doughboy,
the
the
can.
doughboy knows what he's doing.
Oh, it's so good. Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, especially because they're pretty darn good. But what you can do just to make it a little extra special is before you roll up that crescent roll, sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese in there and a little garlic powder. So suddenly you've got this like undertone of garlic and this Parmesan cheese, kind of salty, crunchy. Okay, guys, it's really good. And then you still got the great crescent roll. So it's just one of those things that it's slightly unexpected. And your guests will be like, you know, expecting a crescent roll and just get a little bit more.
Which is perfect because usually the crescent roll is the very last thing that you do when you're scrambling to put it
Yeah,
on
and
the
these are
table.
things that you have in your house. I mean, you could even throw on some red pepper flakes. If you want to go crazy, you could get some like Cajun spices. I mean, it's about things you have in your home and just making it, thinking a little bit outside the box. Now, one thing I love to be traditional about for the most part is my dessert. There's nothing better than looking at a big, you know, table full of pies. Am I wrong? I mean, there's nothing more beautiful in life. Just in life.
Duh.
Now, however, though, my one pet peeve when it comes to desserts and pies is that sometimes they're so beautiful that nobody wants to cut into them. Or they, you know, want seconds, but they don't want to cut like a whole piece of pie. It seems like so much work. And I just don't think people, I guess they don't need to, but I feel like they don't have as much dessert as they might if it was a little bit more accessible.
I've never had that problem.
Yeah, neither have I.
You're taking your whole hand and just digging in there.
Oh yeah. I go, where's everyone else's pie?
Well, yes, it's individual servings. Well, if you're unlike Spencer, one cool thing you guys can think about doing, especially if you're having a really big party and you've got people that are standing and not necessarily sitting down with a fork, is to take your favorite pie, like a pecan pie, and just make it into a bar form. So, and then you can cut it into little pieces. So you're putting it in like an 8x8 or 9x13 dish, cutting it up into little pieces, and suddenly people can take it and they can go, well, on the go. Now, I know all of you out there probably have this around Thanksgiving, but if you don't, shame on you. I want to talk just for a second about the sweet potato. Do you guys love your sweet potatoes?
I love sweet potatoes.
Absolutely.
Love the sweet potatoes. And okay, here's the big question though, is that do you have them other times of year besides Thanksgiving? Ooh, that's what I thought.
Not as often as I could.
Now, sweet potatoes, why I'm being such a stickler on you is because they're so ridiculously good for you. To give you guys some really quick nutrition facts, the Center for Science and the Public Interest gave sweet potato, they ranked all the vegetables, and they gave the sweet potato a ranking of number 1. They came in with a score of 184 for things like vitamins, you know, iron, calcium. And other, you know, things on that list like kale came in at 55, tomatoes at 27. Sweet potatoes have twice your amount of vitamin A for the day, half your day of vitamin C, 3 times the calcium of a regular potato, and more fiber than oatmeal. So I don't care if you're having sweet potato pie
Wow.
24/7. Let's have some sweet potatoes. More fiber than oatmeal.
That's pretty amazing. I didn't realize that.
And they were good too.
And they're good, and they don't actually need as much marshmallows as you put that on them. But if you do have to do it that way, I'm fine with it.
What is,
I like it.
what is the difference in ranking from a regular like russet potato?
Actually, it's 100 points.
100 points.
Wow.
Russet potato did do very well. The potatoes are actually very good for you with a score of 80. So a sweet potato got 184. It's a big significant difference. And if you guys are looking between yams and sweet potatoes, they're not the same thing. They're distant cousins. Make sure you're getting a sweet potato. Now, I also know all of you
Good to
out there, because we do live in New York, you might not be necessarily having the traditional Thanksgiving Day dinner. If you guys are looking for restaurants, I want to throw out at you OpenTable.com. On the left-hand side, there's a Thanksgiving 2010 tab, which will tell you all the deals, general locations of the cuisine, the type of cuisine, and the price. So you can just kind of scroll down and see everything that's going on. One place that's doing something really cool is Bubby's Pie Company. Are you guys familiar with Bubby's at all?
No.
No.
Great place in Tribeca and Dumbo. They used to be just a pie company. Now they do amazing brunches, great things. Everything's really natural and from great sources and free range. Well, they're doing a name your own price Thanksgiving Day buffet from 3 to 10. And a large portion of the proceeds are going to the New York City Rescue Mission. So you're naming your own price and you're giving back. That sounds great to me. Now, if you want to go in there and check out the place or maybe even pick up one of those pies, they are giving away free pie today. Repeat it with me. Free pie! If you go down to Bubby's today, it's part of their 20th anniversary celebration. You're going to get a free slice of pie, and if you love it, maybe you can pick up one for Thanksgiving. Now, if free pie and name your own price is not good enough for you, Le Souk is doing a free meal on Thanksgiving. Apparently, they sent around a bunch of invitations around Greenwich Village, and it was specifically for those who find themselves without company on this Thanksgiving. From 5:30 to 8, you do have to call up. We'll have that number on our Facebook page. But I think it's a really neat thing for people that necessarily don't have a lot of friends and family in New York, because, people are coming from all over. And if you guys don't have a lot of friends and family, I really want to encourage you to go out there and go to your local restaurant or your local bar, because I worked 7 Thanksgivings at a bar, and as much as I would have preferred to have been with family and friends, I really enjoyed the night. People come together, they're still in good spirits, they're celebrating that holiday. I think you'll find that you have a better time, maybe a little bit more surprising than if you just stayed home. So go out, go keep your local bartender happy, and definitely, go out there and don't stay home alone. Now, my last tip, if you are a real true New Yorker, is that you're probably going to get takeout. Well, Brother Dimmy's is doing a fried Cajun turkey that they will deliver to you with all the stuffings, all the sides. And if you guys have ever had a fried turkey anyone here?
Never, no.
Amazing, amazing stuff. It is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside. There's nothing like it, and we all know that nobody in Manhattan or nobody in the New York City area should probably be frying a turkey. So it's a neat way to get a fried turkey without actually having to fry a turkey. And then you can sit at home, unbutton your pants, and you don't have to cook anything. Well, guys, I really hope that I have helped make your Thanksgiving Day just a little better. I know it can be really stressful, so to help you de-stress a little further, I'm going to be glued to my Facebook page, Nikki Dinky Cooking, to answer any questions, any Thanksgiving Day troubles. You can also go to our Artsy Fartsy page. I really want to be here for you guys. Take that little bit of stress off, because at the end of the day, even I sometimes have to breathe and relax and just enjoy that you got friends and family around. And even if you burn the rolls and you burn the turkey, it's about spending that time. So take it easy. Don't put yourself crazy. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh, thank
Happy
you so
Thanksgiving,
much,
guys.
Nikki.
Absolutely.
And what she says about going to a